good evening from whatever time you're listening or watching this video. Alright, so this is the voice of Sawizi from the JAMB Focus channel. So this is part of our video series on the UTME, that is the JAMB government past questions and answers, of which we do 10 questions per video. So this is the second series of the video. So in my last video I stopped at number 10, so I will start from question 11 to question 20. So let's start from question 11. The political achievement of UN is the promotion of. Now first of all, UN actually means UNO, which means the United Nations Organization. Now, the UNO was established on October 24th, 1945, after the end of the Second World War. And the mandate, or the main function of the UNO, is to prevent the outbreak of a Third World War. And how does the UNO achieve this or does this? By diplomacy and also by conflict resolution. So it therefore means that the UNO is like a global police, or is a body or a forum where countries can discuss, that is, use diplomacy rather than actual confrontation and war. So the UNO is meant to promote peace, security, and maintain international order. So the most correct answer to number 11 is option C. Question 12. Elective principle in Nigeria was first introduced by. Now, elective principle is actually a political right, because elective election comes from the political right, which includes franchise, which includes suffrage, and also includes the establishment and formation of political parties. Now, in 1922, the then colonial governor of Nigeria, Sir Hugh Clifford, introduced the policy to be known as the elective principle. Now, the elective principle was actually part of the demands of a body that was called the NCBWA, which stands for National Congress of British West Africa, of which it revolved around Nigeria and Ghana. Although Ghana was the actual place it was established, it had two founders, Joseph Kesley Hayford, a Ghanaian lawyer, and Dr. Akinwade Savage, a Nigerian doctor. Now, it was due to the demands of the NCBWA that prompted Sir Hugh Clifford to introduce the elective principle in 1922. Now, the elective principle actually gave rise to the establishment of political parties. That was in 1923, of which it was called the NNDP, Nigerian National Democratic Party, established by the then civil engineer Sir Herbert Macaulay. So the most correct answer to number 12 is Clifford Constitution of 1922. Question 13. The three major political parties of the First Republic can be said to have had dash. Now, whenever you are faced with a question about Nigeria's First Republic, always take your mind back to 1960 to 1966. Now, during that time in Nigeria, political parties and also political activities was segmented, was fragmented, in the sense that it was more of an ethnic gameplay. For example, we can see that from the political parties, NPC, Northern People's Congress, you get now, it was mainly for the Hausas and the Fulanis, for the northern region of Nigeria. The NCNC, although had influence in the Midwestern region, was purely an Eastern-based party, while the AG, the Action Group, was purely a Western party for the Yorubas. So the most correct answer to number 13 is Option B, regional and ethnic undertone. Question 14. Development of the civil service relies on. Now, first of all, the civil service is a body of permanent officials called civil servants responsible for advising and implementing of the policies made by the executive. Now, the civil service is made up of professionals, and these professionals or permanent officials have to be appointed based on qualification, based on merit. And even for you to even move round the grades or around the ranks, you must write examinations, of which level 17 is the highest for civil servants. So the most correct answer to number 14 is impartiality, because impartiality based on merit, qualification. You see it now. So you are qualified to be there. And the civil service develops through impartiality. Okay, they are not biased, because for you to move from one level to another level, you have to be qualified. You must have your papers. So number 14 answer is option A, impartiality. Question number 15. The chief executive system is associated with. Now, whenever you see the chief executive system, the answer is presidentialism or presidential system. And this system was introduced in Nigeria during the Second Republic. That is from October 1st, 1979 to December 31st, 1983, of which Nigeria's first chief executive was Alhaji Shehu Shagari, a member and a party flag bearer of the NPN, National Party of Nigeria. So the answer to number 15 is option B, presidentialism. Question 16. Public corporations are mainly funded through. Now, public corporations simply means government enterprises or government business. So public corporations refers to businesses that are owned by the government. You get, and most times public corporations do not run for profit. Rather, they render or provide essential services to the people or the citizens of the state. Now, since they are established by the government, it means that they have to be funded, or their main revenue has to come from the government. So looking at option A, foreign aid, definitely not the answer. The most correct answer is government subvention or government funds. That is option D. So number 16, public corporations are mainly funded through government subventions. Question number 17. Which of the following is the oldest public corporation in Nigeria? Now, this is almost similar to number 16, but now they're not asking what is the oldest government-owned business in Nigeria. The answer is the Nigeria Railway Corporation, and this can be traced back to the 19th century in the 1880s during the British colonial administration in Nigeria. So number 17, the answer is option C, Nigeria Railway Corporation. Number 18, in 1987, Nigeria attained a federation of dash. Now, you know that the Nigerian Federation has evolved over time, of which it was called region and province before, later regions, then states. You get the point now. And states have been created based on different administrations. But as a government student, understand one thing. The most notable achievement of military government in Nigeria is state creation, because virtually, or if not, in fact, all the states in Nigeria are a creation of the military administration. You get? So we are yet to see a civilian government creating states, although there is a new bill now in the National Assembly for new state creation during the Tinubu administration. So let's see how it goes. Anyway, let's get back to the question. Now, in 1967, we saw the first set of states being created by Gowon. There were 12. Then later, it increased to 19 because the government of Murtala Muhammad created extra 7, making it 19. All right. Then as at 1987, we saw the government of Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida creating additional states. And how many states did he create? He created 2 extra states in 1987, making it 21. And also, in 1991, he also created 9 extra states, making it 30. Then as at 1996, during the time of Sani Abacha, he added 6 extra states, making it 36 states in total. So as at 1987, we had a total of 21 states, because the government of IBB added 2 extra states to the 19 states in existence, making it 21 states. Question 19. Very sorry, I have a little bit of a cough. Question 19. The ombudsman aims at, please, when you say ombudsman, please, I don't mean a boxer or a boss man. It's okay. Ombudsman, the man on the bus. No. The ombudsman can simply be called Public Complaint Commission. Now, the ombudsman is open to Nigerians who have been wronged by any government official, whether police, a public servant, as a teacher, a soldier. You can report any government official that has violated or neglected his or her duty. You get, so that they can address the issue. So the answer here is, to number 19 is, the ombudsman aims at entertaining complaints on abuse of public office, that is government offices. The final question to end my video, and please, if you have not yet subscribed, please subscribe, like the video, and also you can drop a comment on the comment section. All right, I would appreciate that, and it will give me more fuel to do more videos and even complete the whole series of past questions for government in UTME. All right, question 20, the final question. The apex body under the military regime of Yakubu Gowon was. Now, like I said, Nigeria has passed through both civilian and military administrations. Now, military administrations, they have names that they call their council when they eventually take over the reins of power. Some call it SMC, Supreme Military Council. Some call it AFROC, Armed Forces Ruling Council, and some also call it PROC, Provisional Ruling Council. But in the case of Gowon, as at 1967 to 1975, when it was overthrown by Murtala Muhammad in a bloodless coup, Gowon's military council was called the SMC, the Supreme Military Council. All right, so on this note, I shall draw the curtain, and please watch out for my next video. Be blessed. Ciao.